Rwenzori Mountains stretches for hundreds of kilometers along the western border of Uganda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC. At its foot lies the western arm of the East African Rift Valley. Rwenzori is a World Heritage offering a variety of physical features in form of flora and fauna. Several species of both animals and plants unknown to man have of recent been discovered in the central Rwenzori. The ample conditions here prompt some anthropologists to believe that some form of new life is still emerging in this area. Bwera sub-county is found in Kasese, western Uganda. This uniquely beautiful area lies astride the equator line. It is a great wonder how the high temperatures on the lower plains at the equator line quickly transforms into snow on the high peaks of Mount Rwenzori. Here, the temperatures fall below zero. 70 years ago, the Pio family crossed from the then Zaire, now Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, to the Republic of Uganda. They settled in Bwera. 70 years back, Bwera matched its name as a desolate, uninhabited area offering virtually nothing but a semi-arid hilly land. It was a grazeland for antelopes, buffaloes, and many other wild animals. The first settlers faced the man-eaters as lions, leopards, and wolves. The first people to settle here were the early men, the Bakonzo, who kept moving from place to place in search for green pasture. The existence of old bark trees like this one explains it all. After settlement, Bwera, like many other areas of the Rwenzori region, soon turned into an agricultural land, with plantations of coffee and bananas, and several food crops. This is Mbambusara, wife to the late Katsuba Pio. She is about 90 years now, confined in a wheelchair by age and other ailments associated. As a young girl, she moved tens of kilometers on foot. There were no schools, no hospitals, nor modern buildings like these ones that stand today. This is a chihani representing today's cupboard. It safely keeps baskets, cups, plates, and other domestic utensils. These old boxes acted as suitcases. This is a common sight in the Pio family, an indication of an old homestead. This Trans-African highway connects Eastern Africa to the west of Africa. It brought the Pio family with several others from Zaire, the present DRC. Though a mere footpath, then it was responsible for ferrying slaves to America and salt from the Lake Katwe to the rest of West Africa. Indeed, the significance of this road mandated its development into a modern tarmac road, now responsible for the growth of several towns along its course from Mombasa to West Africa. This is Bwera Hospital, a modern facility that came to complement the several underdeveloped private clinics and drug shops in Bwera with better medical services. The clinics had mushroomed earlier as an alternative to African medicine as practiced by herbalists and native doctors. Ironically, neither the clinics nor the hospital has checked the inquiries of native doctors. Mbambo Pio says in the past, herbs were all they had for medicine. Nearly each ailment had herbs to cure or prevent it. She still thinks the hospitals are unable to cure some diseases that the Africans cured as epilepsy and madness. Mzee Pio Ekayangulhu wedded his better half, Mbambu Sarah, here in 1953. Mr. Mugen Jacob is Pio's son, a high school teacher and a writer with keen interest in human behavior. He is a critic of the white man's influence on African attitudes.
Ekoni sanjanga langira ya berika divya bintu byetu byekiyira ngabataho hanabe hane malwere baba bakalami narbetu hati munabwire ukasangana haweri bakawe divya nababyengo bakakwabu hali nawo nakende ngamena wetu awokere wultu botungiri nangiri musabuli ukalangire nali nuwen betu wambo ni stani
ulelengana uti ibwe chacha hachiri waitichiyo
achachi itolera ngambe iya busilika kwanche bikadibye bintu byisibe kalangire ngibye bayira yana langira itina bana uta nabo echabanga babwira nabo bana ute contribution mu society yetu nareka ngalangire bo busibe ukasera umumbuwe musa habwerebya ngiri nali musabuli umubuti sevia ambiri ni bali erubiri wena eri nali ari aluko umubuti grace ambiri ni basirieri kundi nari bibona bahyana batuletera ne dini umubuti nambabazi ibaka mbiri nari wena bali eriyo bo mwana wantamuluka mwaluko bomabimuluko eri mulimu.
Alongside the church came the schools. Kitarkibi is the oldest primary school in this area. All the who is who of Bwera have passed through this school. Mr. Samuel Mwesje Nyakasora, another of Pio's sons, thinks education is one big factor that has contributed to the development of Bwera and Kasese district in general.
Kiza
Valia Enos is married to Bira Marjan, a daughter from the popular Jean-Marie family of Kisinga sub-county, Bukonzo East constituency. Bira Marjan, a beautiful flower in her father's compound, is also a graduate from the Islamic University in Uganda, Mbale. Needless to say, the flower was to be plucked by Kiza Valia Enos in a traditional marriage. As the culture is among the Bakonzo people, this has created a strong bond between the Pio and the Jean-Marie families. Their first fruits are Nzanzo Enoch and Karibu Wambale. Balia Kiza's wife, one of the daughters-in-law of this family, is a sub-county chief in Kasese district local government. She is a true type of a modern wife. She says it takes both the efforts of a young man and a young girl to find marriage.
Ngasimamu byalawa ikutsibutsibu akana nomundembera babonde shayi abali chetu bangasanga nomumuyi ba mubayi abosi bakandembereri.
However, Mrs. Pio contrasts this saying a young girl did not have any say in her marriage those days. Modern young girls cannot buy the old woman's view of marriage like Muhindo Jessica.
Njengalengikana ya ngokungangaba nomulume ngatholera ingayisiche kandi ingayiwathi Yesu Kristo ngomulami obuyingu wayi nero kandi nomulume eyangatholera isabana eyangatholera isikala na yukera nakera na yatholera nabile nasi Yesu nganendi omabuyingu bwiwe.
Helen Kabuo, about 95 years old, congas with Mrs. Mbambo Pio. She is an old convert of Christianity who no longer has the effort to go to church.
Mukana tusabira hanwe. Abantu kana sa mukana tusabira. Aba njanga aliwo modini ya Katoliki. Na runo lena niwe dini yano. Nekiba tukana nya bagana nya tusomera.
Baitu wangana kuruliwa hiko kwa kanisa Katoliki kwa Kelezia.
This is Kinyamaseke, a mushrooming town a few kilometers away from Bwera. In 1903, cotton growing was forcefully introduced in this area. The Bakonzo were at first resistant to cotton growing. Later, this crop was to be a major contributor to the development of Bwera. Nearly each homestead has a piece of land here to grow cotton, maize, beans, and groundnuts to get money for the education of their children. To this, Bwera has produced more doctors, nurses, engineers, journalists, teachers, lawyers, and other professionals than any other area of Kasese district. Mr. Aaron Muhindo, the oldest of Pio's sons, stays here. He grew bananas of Kisubi type, which he squeezed for juice and sold in Katwe to earn him something that enabled him support the family's education. Aaron's direct beneficiaries are his brothers, Mohasa Christopher, who works with the Uganda Revenue Authority, and Kiza Enos, who works with the local government. This is Kilembe Mines, the one-time highest income earner to Uganda. Men from all over the district of Kasese and beyond came to seek employment in the mines. Bwera was not left behind. Kilembe Mines sparked off the extraction of lime in Hima to meet demand of cement in its construction works. These two giant industries in Kasese contributed to the modernization of Kasese district in general and Bwera in particular. This is Katwe Salt Lake. It is an old heritage of the Bakonzo. Several families in Bwera own salt pans here. When it is season for salt harvest, a lot of income flows from nearly all corners of Uganda. This is the only salt lake in East and Central Africa. While the Pio family came to Uganda via the lowlands, other families crossed through the upper mountains, which were friendly with a cool and wet climate. Some elders say those who used this upper route carried with them the gods, responsible for several rituals, and these were mainly the Rigi elders and the prophets. They occupied the slopes of Kitoru, Ihandero, Chondo, Charumba, Buhaura, Mahango, Kilembe, Tubunyangabo, the present-day Kabarole district. There has always existed high interaction level between the mountain dwellers and lowlanders, as they are relatives and friends. The mountain dwellers come down to do business in the growing trading centers, and many of them have settled in these nearby areas. This is Bira Joan, a wife to the late Adrian Shahungene. The Shahungene family is believed to have come to Uganda much earlier than the Pio family. They first settled in Ngwekwe in Chitoru sub-county, then later on moved to Kalonge in Charumba sub-county. The Rwenzururu Civil War pushed them to Kilembe. Shahungene was fought in the Rwenzururu War that saw the Bakonzo and Bamba secede from Toro Kingdom. He is remembered for fostering education and introducing eucalyptus trees on the slopes of the Rwenzoris. The mountainous areas have had a slow growth rate compared to the plains. Mr. Baguma Ernest, Shahungene's son, also a local government employee, explains. This is Baluku Glirim. Xiaongen's oldest son. He was once a prominent businessman in Kasese town. He also weaves baskets, a long-time talent inherited from his forefathers. These two men are Balia Kiza and Kule Walioba. They have been friends for 25 years now. Kiza is Pio's last son, and so is Walioba to Xiaongene. They are a symbol of a solid unity between the people of the lowland and those living in the highlands of Kasese. They have much in common to explain the factors that have led to the development of this region. Kule Walioba, an accountant by profession, a talented writer, a film director and a poet, is currently working with Mupasha Community Television Films in Kasese town. MCTC is a firm producing films and documentaries. Walioba says the mountains may be responsible for the low development, but they are all that Kasese has to be proud of. Tourism, water for the production of hydroelectricity and irrigation, the good climate are all attributes of this great mountain, the Rwenzoris, otherwise known as the mountains of the moon. But Balia Kiza coins it all. East, west, home is best, and calls upon all the people of Kasese to join hands and minds to build a great nation. Mupasha Community Television Center team leader Tembo Amon, son of Daniel Baluku Mupasha, is from Kitoru sub-county in the hills of Buhumbi. This is where his great-grandfathers hail from. His family moved from Kitoru to Charumba through Chowa village in Wera, their current habitat. Buhumbi is an area of early settlement. Prominent families here include that of Kambere Isaleri, where among many siblings, Reverend Tembo Yese of South Rwenzori Diocese hail from. Others are Abdallah Kitalimire, Sikiria Bosi, Chinyonyi Nason, Zabrun Katia, Nyamabia Katonda, Blasio Mate. Like many families in the district, changes have occurred almost on a similar trend. Houses made of mud and water gave way to mabati and now to modern brick houses. Daniel Baluku Mupasha was a churchman and a parish chief. Tom Stacy, a writer, says that Mupasha acted as Isaleri Kambere's oldest son in those days when Isaleri and Omusinga Isaya Muchirania were organizing the Rwenzururu struggle. Mupasha handled secrets of the Rwenzururu civil conflict. Danieli is now long dead, but his aging wife, Mama Vanessa Kabuo Mupasha, still lives. She stays in Choa village. She's able to tell the story of what happened during her time.